been an area that was known for lots of historical high-grade gold mines. All right, I want to talk about a company today that interests me. Before I talk about it, I will start with the disclaimer that this is not financial advice. This is just my opinion. In no way should it be treated as financial advice. One that I've been watching for a while, it's called Carnival, CAV, which is the code. There we are, Carnival Resources. It's interesting to me because it's in a part of the world I'm familiar with, the West Australian Goldfields. You can see here on the right the cluster of tenements. We're north of Kalgoorlie. The tenements I'm going to talk about are here up in the Kookynie district, south of Leonora. Kookynie's been an area that was known for lots of historical high-grade gold mines, but also nuggety gold mines. Carnival, they're a small company, relatively speaking. They've got a market cap under $25 million. And they've been drilling out a deposit that I think looks quite interesting. They don't own 100% of it. It's a joint venture, which you can see that it's sort of locking up here in the inferred ownership under JV. So that's got to be considered when you think about it and you think about the proposition. But if you look at some of the results they've been getting, I think it's quite interesting. So I've clicked on here the last announcement. You can see some quite interesting numbers. I won't zoom into any one of those specific numbers yet. I want to give you more of an idea of a long sectional view to sort of show what's going on with the bigger picture. So if I double click there and confirm, that'll show us a three-dimensional view of the drilling that's been done to date, and you can see that here on the right. I'm just going to spin that round, and you can see here there's a fair bit of drilling, and there's a reasonable amount of drilling at reasonably good grade. If I apply a cutoff grade to the screen, so I just in the table here, I'll do 1, it'll just show everything that's appeared that's above a gram a ton. There is still a heck of a lot of holes. And when you line it up, you can see there is a really good continuity to some of these holes. If I zoom into the guts of this central zone here, you can see, albeit a lot of drilling going on, 5 meters at 24 grams a ton, 10 meters at 11 grams a ton, 5 meters at 15 grams a ton. There is a really nice meaty little central component to this ore body. On the left hand side, you can see when I'm clicking on it, you can see where the collar to those holes are. If I try and have a look at what's the strike length of this zone here, I use my ruler from one end to, let's just say to here where there's a greater density of information. That's about 250 meters so far. And if I were to be a little bit more generous to the extremities, there's about 350 meters where we can sort of see mineralization being pretty coherently hung together. There's some numbers deeper down that tell me that this thing's still open and still worth pursuing at depth. 4 meters at 5 grams a ton at above 5, 3 meters at above 5. The deepest holes down here, 4.1 meters at 2.75. Look, it's still going. I mean, it's not knock your socks off there, but one hole doesn't tell you a whole lot of information. Pardon the pun. I just think it's a kind of interesting project in a pretty interesting part of the world. We're quite close to the Kookynie Road and the old Kookynie town site. That Kookynie Road feeds here to the main Goldfields Highway. There is a lot of infrastructure up and down this highway, so a lot of optionality. It's a pretty interesting looking project. There's a fair bit of grade over decent lengths. Look, as again, it's a joint venture. I think they have 80% of it. But something with those sorts of grades, this close to infrastructure, in this gold environment, it looks interesting to me anyway. Create a more zoomed in approach on the central part of this ore body so that we can share a link with some friends, and I'll just show you how to do that on Canetoad. So I double click there, boom, I've pulled up the central long section. I just click the share button here, create share link. Now I can just copy that or just open a new tab, and anyone will be able to instantly look at the visualization that you've just created on Canetoad. So well worth being able to show people what's going on. So there you go.